Hi friends, welcome to SAP Learning Step by Step. I request everyone to subscribe my channel, which will give motivation to make more useful videos in the upcoming days. Today we are going to see about the maintenance task list and its types and why we are using the task list and how we can create it in the system, SAP system. So all the things we will see it in today's video. So maintenance task list describes a sequence of individual maintenance activities which must be repeatedly performed within the company. So some activities, some kind of maintenance activities which we need to do repeatedly for the particular machines or any kind of machines. So we plan usually do that preventive maintenance for all kind of machines. For example, pump. So we will do check the bolts, foundation bolts, check the filters, and check the bearings. These and all maintenance activities based upon the maintenance cycle. We will do these activities, do these operations. We will go and check the pump every 1 month or every 1 week based upon the maintenance cycle. So these activities are we listed and captured in the master data. It is called a maintenance task list. So there is no need to enter it in the maintenance order again and again. So once we record it in the maintenance task list and it is created as a master data, then we can use this maintenance task list, whatever we created for the particular equipment, in the maintenance order directly, or you can use it for maintenance plan, and maintenance plan will generate the maintenance order automatically with those operations to perform the maintenance. So it will reduce the human manual effort. Instead of entering every time the required operations to do the particular maintenance activity for the particular machine, so we capture it as a master data. So we have three types of task list. One is equipment task list, function location task list, and general task list. Equipment task list, that is a task list type, SAP standard task list type, that is considered as identifiable as E, that is a equipment task list, and functional location task list identified as T, and the general task list is identified as A. So if we take equipment task list, so equipment task list is created specifically for the equipment by assigning directly. The task list will be created directly with the reference to the equipment, and the task list will be linked directly to that equipment. So the task list can be used only for that particular equipment, and it is created for only for that specific equipment. So whenever in the maintenance order you can use this task list. So when you create the maintenance order with the reference to the same equipment what you created for that equipment task list, so you can select the task list from the maintenance order directly also. That is also possible. So that is one of the main advantage of equipment task list. So the equipment task list will be created directly with the reference to the equipment. And also, as like, so if we have a equipment task list, so if we have a equipments like different kind of equipments, for example high pressure pump, and it is different from reciprocal pumps. Maybe the activities, the maintenance operations what you do for high pressure pump is maybe completely different from reciprocal pumps. So in that case you can do that, you can create a equipment task list. So that is the difference, and you want to refer that task list directly from the maintenance order. If you are creating the maintenance order for corrective maintenance or breakdown maintenance, you can directly select the task list instead of entering the maintenance order whatever the operations. So if you create equipment task list, that is easy to select the equipment task list directly from the maintenance order. So in that case you can create a equipment task list. And the next one is function location task list. Same like equipment task list. This task list is created directly with reference to functional location, and same concepts as like equipment task list. So this is functional location. You know that functional location is like a place where the equipment and all installed. It can be considered as a location where the production activities is performed. So in that case, suppose for example you are going to location, so there bulb platform gratings, these things and all, you want to check it regularly and do some maintenance activities. Then in that case you can create the functional location task list. So in some business requirements, they don't want equipments, and they want to create all the machines as a functional location. So in that case, directly the equipment functional location task list will be created for all the machines. So functional location, as per the standard, that is a location where the production activities is performed and equipments are installed. So that is the general location place where some gratings and all, or any other assets that is installed in that location you want to check, you can create a functional location task list. So the next thing is general task list. So general task list will be created. So that is, general task list will not be referenced any equipment or functional location as like equipment or functional location task list. So this is not referencing any equipment or functional location. This is created as a common one, common task list. For example, I have 10 centrifugal pumps. Okay, so I will do the similar kind of operations for all the centrifugal pumps. Pump A, B, C. Let's take the equipment code as like A, B, C, D, E, like 10 centrifugal pumps. So whatever I am doing the operations, for example, check bolts, check impellers, check bearings, check casings for any damage, check leakage of pipes. These 5 operations I am going to do for all the 10 pumps. Same operations, nothing different. So in that case, there is no need to create a 10 different equipment task list. 10 different task lists, there is no need to create. So I will create one general task list with all these 5 operations. So that is created as a general task list, and I can assign I can link this general task list to that equipment in the maintenance plan. So maintenance plan, you can refer the equipment in the maintenance plan and assign this task list. In the maintenance plan, usually it will be created with the reference to one equipment or one functional locations. So and it will be assigned linked to the task list, respective task list. So that is a better wise idea to create a one general task list for the similar kind of multiple equipments, and will refer assign link to the same equipment in the maintenance plan instead of creating a 10 different equipment task lists. But while in the maintenance order, you cannot directly choose this task list, general task list, while referencing the equipment automatically. You need to enter the manually the general task list group and code number, task list group and code number to select this task list. But in case of preventive maintenance, so this is a better options to create a one general task list for similar kind of equipments which we need to do similar kind of operations for all the equipments. Then it is better to create a one general task list and assign this link this general task list to the particular equipment in the maintenance plan. Okay, so that is the concept of 3 types. Then we will see what we have it in the task list. So here we will see the task list structure and the elements. What the task list is a master data. It contains these elements. So maintenance tasks to be performed are described in individual elements of task list. So this task list contains operations, sub operations, material components, maintenance package, production resource tools, relationships. So these are all the data we can record it in the elements. So kind of data like operations. So if we discuss about operations, we whatever the maintenance activities we need to do, that is recorded as operations. What we discussed for the pumps, that 5 operations: check bolts, check casing, check impellers. So these are all called as operations. And sub operations, what it is sub operations, why we need to use? Generally we use only operations, but in some cases due to business requirement we can use map it with the sub operations also. For example, if you are doing some kind of maintenance activities, like in compressor, you want to open the cap and change the oil, but in the top of the cap there is a instruments installed to measure the oil level. So you need to uninstall that instrument before you open the cap to change the oil. Okay, so the operation is change the oil, but you need to do that prerequisite activity, which is a uninstallation of equipment present in the top lid. Okay, so for that you need help of instrumentation people. So mechanical people usually change the oil, and the instrumentation people need to uninstall the instrument before changing the oil. So you need the two work centers. So work centers are considered as a group of persons who is responsible for doing executing the maintenance work. So work center, so you have a requirement for two work centers. One is mechanical and another one is instrumentations. So for the operation, change oil. So in that case, you cannot input the multiple work center in the same operations. So what you can do is you can add a sub operations to that operations. Operation number, for example, 0010. So you can add a sub operations like with reference to that operations, you can add sub operations 0011 like that. So that sub operations will be an installation of instrument by instrument people. So that it can be sub operations. And another one sub operations mechanical, that is a change oil. And after that installation, that another one sub operation, installation of instrument. So that can be done through that sub operations. For example, if multiple work center is involved in the operations, then you can map it with the sub operations. So that is the example I can say. And another one, so third one is material components. So for example, change oil or change filter is the operations. So you need to change the, you need the filter, that is the material, or you need the change, you need the oil. So that is the material, you need to issue the material from this, from your warehouse or storage locations. So you need to be, so that will create a reservations, automatic reservations. If you enter in the task list these material components for the with respect to the operations, so while the orders generated and released, that will create automatic reservations. So whether you need this material requirement regularly or not, that is depends upon the business requirement you need to decide. Or also you can decide the material components in the maintenance order directly. So if you are not replacing the material regularly through the preventive maintenance, so you can once the order is generated, you want to enter the components or not, you can decide at that case instead of putting it in the task list. Suppose if you want to change the filter regularly every 3 months, then that is the preconditions before it failures. Then you can directly put it in the task list material components, so that it will create reservations during the order generation automatically. So without so it will be a remembrance for the people, maintenance people, they need to replace the filter. So that it will be a useful functionality in the case of regular replacement. And the fourth one is maintenance packages. So maintenance packages is that we discussed already that in the strategy also, maintenance strategy video. So you can refer the maintenance strategy video also. So here what we do is, if it is a strategy task list, so we will assign the strategy to the task list first, so that maintenance packages whatever linked to that strategy, so that will come here in the task list. So the operations can be linked to the respective maintenance packages. For example, check the bolts and clean the pump. That for the centrifugal pump I need to do for every 1 week. So I will select the respective packages, 1 week packages. If it is weekly, then I will need to change the bearing and check the impellers for every 1 month. Then I will select these operations for the 1 month packages. So that is the purpose of that. So this operations respective to the packages will be in the order during the order generations. Maintenance packages mainly will be in the case of maintenance strategy task list. Okay, so the fifth one is production resource tools. So production resource tool is nothing but capacities which we need to perform an operations. So that will help to perform the operation. For example, so if we want to do some which needs lifting of a heavy object, then only you can do the maintenance or any kind of replacement activities. For example, replacing the pump, or for to perform the maintenance, before that you need to lift the object. So in that case, what you need to do, you need a hydra or crane to lift the object. So this kind of mobile equipment is called as a PRT. So with the help of the PRT, you are going to perform some maintenance, perform an operation, so that PRT can be assigned to the operations. And this will help for planning and scheduling activities. So we need to arrange that hydra and crane and schedule it for the respective operations to perform without any delay. So we can assign the PRT. We can use the PRT. PRT can be created as a material or document or measuring point, or as a PRT master record. So these things, forklift, for example, these and all called as a PRT. So with the help of the PRT, we can do some operations. So PRT are capacities which we need to perform an operations that we can assign to that operation. The same will be automatically copied to the respective maintenance order during the preventive maintenance. And the last one is relationship. So relationship is nothing but you are defining which operations need to be completed before starting the which operations. For example, let's take the pump. So I need to check the impeller. So for that checking the impeller, I need to open the casing. I need to open the casing and check the impellers. So my first operation is open the casing, open the foundation bolts, open the casing and check the impellers. So before open the casing, I cannot check the impeller. So once the casing is opened, then only I can check the impeller. So the first operation is open the casing. The first operation need to be completed before starting the second operation. So we have a four relationship types. So this is finish start relationship. What I am saying, the example is finish. The first operation to be finished before starting the next operation, second operation. That is FS relationship. So like that we have a FF relationship, finish finish, start. So this kind of relationship we can assign to that operations and may maintain the relationship respective to that operations for better clarity for the maintenance people to do the maintenance. So these are all the usage of the different elements and purpose of recording the data for the different elements in the task list. Okay, so we will see how it can be created in the system, and all the task list, all the fields, what are all the concepts we have seen, just we will see it in the live system. Okay, see the transactions involved. So these are all the transactions involved. Creations of equipment task list IA01, change IA02, display IA03, function location task list IA11, IA12 and IA13 for display, and the general task list IA05, 06 for change, IA07 for display, and the display task list that will list the task list whatever already created. that is a transaction code IA09. That will be useful transaction code to display all the created task list. Okay, we will see it in the system. Let me open the system, demo system. So IA01 is the equipment task list creation. We will see first equipment task list. Let me open the equipment with the identification number. Okay, we will take this one. And profile we will select to copy the default data into the task list. That is the configuration one. We will see it in the next upcoming videos. Okay, so here you can see, after copying the equipment, the work center from equipment master will copy it automatically. And 4 is the maintenance usage and planner group selecting 02 102 mechanical planner. And okay, status I will select, that is the 4 standard one released. So usage and status is standard one. You can always select the this 4 and 4. And system condition 0, that is not in operation. So while doing maintenance, I want the system condition 0. 0 means that equipment must not run. I cannot do the maintenance in the online. So I want the equipment to be down before doing the maintenance. So that's what a system condition. Time based maintenance strategy. So strategy here I am assigning whatever we already created, DA underscore team. So once the task list is assigned with the strategy, so this is called a strategy task list. Okay, so we will see where when we assign the operations to maintenance packages. So here I am entering some operations for the particular equipment which I need to do. For example, this diesel generator is my equipment 641. So I will, let me open and copy some operations I can do. Or so I don't think the operations are here. So let's enter it manually itself. The task list. Let me enter quickly all the operations in the task list what we are creating. We'll enter some other operations also. So PM01, if you see here, the control key is also standard. That is for maintenance. So here, okay. So this is the kind of labor. How many labors you record? How many people you record? So that is the number 2, and duration is 2 hours record. So once I entered, so number of people into number of duration multiplied by number of duration is equal to work. So the work column will come automatically. See, 2 into 2 4. Next one is 3 into 3 9. So this is based upon the calculation key. Okay. So we assigned all the operations. Here see, this is multiplied 10 into 2 20. Okay, so we will assign some components also. So here we have all the operations. So I have operation change bearing. So I need some material, that is the bearing. So selecting operation and click on components. Okay, so here click on the component selection. So we created the BOM for this particular equipment with the bearing, so I can choose it directly. If you create the bearing BOM directly, you can choose. Otherwise, it will list out all the materials. So that is the purpose, main usage of bearing BOM. So here filter I will select for that another operation, change filter. So filter and bearing, this is the material we selected, two materials for the two different operations. Okay, so you want the material for the particular operation which is not created as a BOM component. So that is also possible to select the material from the material master list, whatever it is available through that free description selection. So here you can write it star, beginning with the star, and write your material, for example filter, and ending with the star, and enter, press enter by inputting into the plant. So it will list out all the materials whatever created as a material master with respect to the plant, and you can select it for the particular operations either through BOM if it is already created, or through free selections. So if you create a BOM, that will be added advantage. So, okay, so let's assign the packages, maintenance packages. I am selecting all the operations and click on the maintenance package at the bottom. So after clicking that, you can assign the operations, respective operations to respective packages. Since we already assigned that strategy in the header, task list header data while creation, so here you can see the operation scheme and packages, respective packages at the right side, 1M, 3M, 6M. So I am assigning the respective operations, whatever I need to perform. So first three operation, clean, lubricate, change oil filter, that is for 1 month I want to do. And these operations I want to perform only for 3 months I am selecting, and these operations I want to perform only in 6 month cycle. So whenever the maintenance order created every 1 month, I will perform the first three operation, and after 3 months, the 3 month package, the orders will be generated with the 3 month package operations. So I will do that selected operations only. So if you see the order 6 month, all the operations whatever having 1 month and 3 month, and in another two operations also will be the radiator and vibration element. So 1 year I need to select, so 2 years I want to perform all the operations. So in that case you can select the hierarchy 1 2 3, we you remember in the maintenance strategy. So that is that will be applicable. So now we have assigned the components, maintenance packages, and save task list is created. Equipment task list 641 is created. Okay, so this is task list created for the group one, group for specific to equipment, and also we can create another task list that is considered as a group counter 2. For the same equipment you want to create, you want to perform some different maintenance. For example, paint the machine or clean the machine. That is a not technical maintenance. So you can created another task list with the group counter 2. So once you create for the same equipment, then automatically the group counter 2 will add. So here you can see the group and group counter 28 2 28 is group and to group counter is 2 with the reference to equipment ending with the 641. So I am writing some operations. So this is the general maintenance for the particular equipment. In that case, you can add a different group and the different group counter and create the task list for the same equipment. For example, if instrumentation people or electrical people want to perform different kind of maintenance for the same equipment, they can create it their group counter 3 and group counter 4. So the same group will means all the task list will be grouped into single group under the different group counter under one umbrella. So we can say, so I'm selecting some paint material for that operation. Free selection, that is not created as a BOM. So once entered, all the material will be there. Selected blue paint. Okay. So now task list is created. So here see counter 1 and counter 2 strategy. So this is strategy task list. So this task list can be assigned only to strategy maintenance plans. Okay. So let me change the description since it is looking same. So we will description change the description. General preventive measures. And also we'll change the second one also group counter 2. Okay, then we will create the functional location task list. The second one. This is the equipment task creation. So we have created the task list with the operations, assigning the components, maintenance packages. So these things and all we done. We will do it for a functional location task list. That is IA11. Let me choose one functional location with the which we created already. Udar sugar plant. So in the sugar plant I have created so in previous video we have created a number of functional locations. So from that one functional locations we will choose and create a task list. Executing. Udar sugar, I will take a production sugar plant. I'm choosing production one. So create functional location task list IA11, giving some profile for defaulting that data. Status 4, condition 0, maintenance strategy. Check for lamp headlight and we'll write the common operation what we can perform in that location, and also I will write some yellow lines, mark yellow lines I can write. Painting one. So these are general operations we can do for a functional location. So assigning that maintenance packages to that operations. Check for lamp and headlight will do only in monthly plan, and 6 month or kilo lines, and paint the machine for 1 year. Sorry. Save. So functional location task list is created. Okay. So we will create a general task list next. IA05 is the T code for creating the general task list. So one task list, so there in functional location and equipment task list, you assign some equipment and functional location. Here there is no reference of equipment and functional location. Only give group number, that is a common group number. So I am giving some group number for that performing maintenance general task list. Example profile, I am creating standard PM profile for default in the data and enter. Description I am giving and planning plant. So here there is no reference of equipment and functional location, so no work center is copied from equipment or functional location master. Okay, so we will give it manually here. So this task list whatever operations that I can assign to n number of diesel generators in the preventive maintenance plan, I can use the task list in n number of plans, maintenance plans. The same task list group G and underscore TL can be assigned to preventive maintenance plan. So usage is 4, as we already told, status 4, and strategy performance based strategy I am assigned. So performance based strategy we have already created during the strategy video class. So that only I have assigned it. So that is the hourly based one. Okay. So I assigned it here and linked it to this task list. So we will copy the already created operations, same operations for example. So I am assigning the operations control Y and control C. I am copying all the created operations from previous task list and paste it here, so it will be easy. So we will select some material for the operations which is change bearing component selection. So it will not open any BOMs because it will not referencing any equipment, so we need to select through free selection only. Plant material by description, I am selecting the tab plant material by description and giving some description bearing, so I can select some bearing for that operation. So as based upon the equipment, so you can select so as we already discussed, the component is if you want a regular replacement, in that case you can select the material, otherwise you can decide it on the maintenance order. So filter, let me choose filter also. The oil top up oil. So here I am assigning the operations to maintenance packages. So A, B, C, D, E. So as I already told in the strategy class, so we have only this cycle sort text only, it will come in the task list to select the operations relevant to packages. So here we can see A, B, C, D, E. So operations I have selected, general task list is saved. Okay. So so task list created, we will create another one general task list for painting, so that we can use for upcoming sessions. This task list can be used in the maintenance order or anywhere we can use. So let's create another one task list, general task list for painting. So here you can see automatically the group counter is assigned with the 2, and whatever the data I am giving usage for, status for planner group 102, system condition 0, maintenance strategy I can assign. So we'll select the already created one, that is the performance based. So I will select the previous operations already created and copy and paste it there. Number of people. Durations and the people. Assigning maintenance packages. Second operations. I'm selecting C. Save the task list. So general task list with the group counter 2 is saved. GN_TL. So later on we can use this task list for a maintenance plan. And so now we will see the display of the task list, whatever we already created, that is the transaction code IA09, or we can go through this many path: preventive maintenance, maintenance planning, work scheduling. So here you can see the task list under the list editing and task list display. IA09 is the T code, either you can write it directly. So I am clicking the creator on date and execute. So we will get all the task list whatever we created it. So here you can see recommend task list for E and functional location task list for T and general task list for A. So group and group counter you can see here. This video we have seen all the concepts of task list by field level, and also see the task list creation of equipment, function location and task general task list. And in the next video we will see the maintenance plan creation and concepts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for updates.